How committed have you been this week? Well, I want to share another way that many times we feel like we're committed, but we're not. And I've been experiencing that a little bit this week, and it's an actual normal thing to experience, especially when you're working with new people, maybe coming into business with you or in your industry. And I know I went through it as I transitioned. But it's the idea of being coachable. A lot of times people will come into business and say, hey, I want to be successful. I want to be in business. I want to quit my job. I want to be full-time doing what you're doing. But yet they don't follow the directions to do it. They say they want it, but then they don't do the exact directions. Look, I've been in business for some time now, for quite a while. And for my business, I know exactly what someone needs to do to not only learn the business in a short period of time, being in the field and having success very quickly if they do specific things. I know what those things are. I've done them myself. I was taught those things, and I've taught many other people to do it. And I have many agents in my agency and VPs in the company that make an incredible amount of money. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you, okay? Doing specific things. So what does it look like to think you're committed and not being committed? Here's what it looks like. And I'm going to give you an example outside of business, and I'm going to use building a table. That's what I'm going to use to explain what I'm talking about. Let's say I go to IKEA, and if you've ever bought anything from IKEA, your furniture comes in a box of 1,000 pieces with 1,000 screws and nails and bolts and whatever, and it comes with a set of instructions. And if you take all of the pieces out of the box and you open up the instructions and you follow the instructions line by line, following exactly what it says, at the end of the day, you're going to have the table that's on the front of the box if you follow the instructions. Now, let's say I decide that instead of starting at the beginning of the instructions, I'm going to start midway. Let's say I decide I don't particularly want to use those nails. I'm going to use my own nails. Maybe not nails, but I'm going to use screws instead of nails. I'm going to kind of change up the instructions that are in the book. I'm not going to follow those exactly. I'm going to add my own Deana flavor in there. Now, tell me, what most likely am I going to get? Not the table that's on the front of that box. So if you're in business and you are working with someone ahead of you, which you should be working with someone that can tell you what to do and how to do it if you want to be successful, and you aren't doing what they're telling you created success from them and you're doing it your own way, that, my friend, is a lack of commitment. Truly. I know when I'm working with someone and I'm telling them exactly what they need to do and they kind of change it up, I just let them. I don't spend a lot of time with them because they're not fully committed to the outcome yet. Because when you're fully committed to an outcome, you're willing to do what it takes, especially when it comes from someone that's actually done it before you. And so this week, maybe you haven't been as coachable as you should. Maybe you, as an entrepreneur, have been working with someone that isn't really coachable, that isn't really committed to the outcome, that they're wanting to do it their way. Maybe that's what has happened this week. If it has, you can change it like that. You can decide to follow direction immediately. You could decide to take the action that your mentor has been telling you to take right now. You can decide as a leader to not waste time with anyone that really isn't committed because they're doing it their own way. And I'm not talking about control here. I'm talking about a proven way of doing business. And someone that's gone before you has that. So don't waste time writing out your own instructions. Don't waste time changing instructions that already work, because all that is a lack of commitment. That's exactly what it is. I know you don't want to think it is. I know a lot of times we think we have a better idea. But I can tell you, I've spent a lot of time with people way more successful than me, and I really haven't come up with a better idea than any of them. So finish this week strong. Allow yourself to be committed. Allow yourself to surrendering to the actual thing that you have to do. Stop trying to change it and make it easier or different or more palatable. That's what we do in this world. We make things more palatable for us when that's not really how it's supposed to be. So acceptance is the key. Accepting that these are the things that we have to do to win. These are the things we're going to have to do to be successful. These are the things. Look, I got to tell you something. I have not wanted to make videos for the longest time. You can ask anyone on my team. But this is a new way of doing business. It's a new way of getting out there and talking to people and sharing your ideas and who you are. So I had to surrender. Here I am. Like it or not, here I am. So you got a couple more days this week. Finish off strong with a strong sense of commitment. That's the beautiful thing about commitment is you can always, right now, in this moment, make a decision to be committed. So be committed because remember, you're worth it. Your family's worth it. Your destiny's worth it.